call this meeting to order. So yeah, we got a fairly busy schedule, so I'll try to stay on task here. We do got to approve 2 different sets of minutes. So here's January's that we had here in Helena. Did anyone have any questions or additional comments on this? I know we had a fairly lengthy review on this, so.
Yeah, I think these look good.
Okay, I'll take a motion to approve January's minutes.
I'll approve them.
We have a second to Mike Powell's motion.
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed say nay. Pass unanimously. Okay, let's do February's, last month's. Does anyone have any comments on last month's?
The only thing I was worried about was the roll as far as guests were concerned. I wasn't sure. I was on a phone, so I couldn't see.
Yeah, I think I had added, I think you had most of them. So, and I think those are all that were there, so.
Cool.
Okay, take a motion to approve.
I'll motion to approve February's minutes.
It was Jason that did the motion. Second, anyone?
I'll second, and this is Nate.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any
Aaron,
opposed? say
thanks a
nay.
lot for doing those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. I know the quarterly meeting was very intensive. I know you said you had to replay that recording a ton. So I'm glad we're recording them. So I don't know how previous boards did it. So
It's been shorthand, but yeah. Thanks for looking at them too, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. Okay. Ongoing business, or did we have any, or no, one more news item there. I don't know if any of you have heard Leslie Zolman. She's a pretty major contributor of Magip in the past. She has stage 4 cancer. Can't remember what kind of cancer she has. I'm sure.
Pancreatic.
Yeah, pancreatic. Thank you. So one of the things that I was looking to do, and I know some of you were on the board when she was, but most of you were not. That we should probably do a card on behalf of the board of directors. Send it to her. And then actually Aaron Fashway came up with an idea that we probably should do something at maybe the registration table as people are coming in at the conference. Kind of just have like a big thing that people can write messages on, and then we can ultimately just send it to her. She can have it hanging on her wall or something. I think she would. Great. Yeah, I think she would really like that, and I would, I would expect a lot of people to put a good message on that well card. So.
Yeah, she was a force to, and she really was great for the organization. And I know that, she would really appreciate the sentiment of that kind of thing.
Yeah, she was the chair of professional development, I think 2 chairs ago, before I was on. Corey Richardson was the one that I preceded. But yeah, she really jump-started the GISP support, for what I can remember, in Montana. And and obviously she served on the board when I was here as well as the MLEAC rep. So yeah, I was sad to see that she had left Montana, just because she's made such a big impact, not only of Magip, but at the Commerce as well. So.
How did you find this out? And is she in Colorado?
Yeah, she's in Colorado. I saw it on LinkedIn, I think, LinkedIn or Facebook.
Yeah, I think it was on Facebook this last weekend.
Yeah, and then Aaron Fashway sent something out to all of us here at the state library too, because I think we're planning on doing something for her on behalf of the state library. So
Cool.
She's so well known throughout the community. I think that would be a great great option for folks. And maybe even at the start of the conference, we could just make a quick announcement. We'll have something at the table for those that are interested in signing. And thanks for sharing that. I don't think I would have known that.
Yeah, same here. And along those lines of the announcements and things, aren't we giving out a lifetime achievement award this year, or something of that nature?
The livability.
Yeah. As we announce that, maybe that would be a good time to say, this isn't an award, but we want to recognize a member of our community.
Yeah. Well, and actually, we could probably look at maybe next year presenting a special award for we can talk about this later, but
Let's not sidetrack.
Yeah, we can even I don't know, dedicate a special award in her name or something. That we just give out on maybe special occasions. But yeah, we can talk about this in the off season. But yeah.
The Badass Award.
But yeah, I think we definitely should do something at the conference to recognize her and do a well card that everybody can sign. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, so thanks to Michael. Michael, do you want to take this update on the bylaws?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Feel free to chime in too, Jeff and Mike. So what Jeff has pulled up here is essentially a copy of what our current bylaws are. And, based on the discussions we've had as a board the last essentially year or so, we've made some proposed changes to Article 2 in Section 1, and then also in Section 4 in regards to defining a vote, like how many votes each officer and member at large would have. There you can see in Section 1, that section of green text that Jeff has. And then in Section 4, we reinstated some old verbiage in regards to the MLAC rep, and then also clarified that representative would have one vote. A lot of the criteria is still the same as far as the MLAC representative being appointed by MLAC and then needs to be ratified by the board. So yeah, those are the two changes. Otherwise, no proposed changes to the bylaws.
Yeah, then we just have to make sure we update the bottom statement too. I think you'd put a comment on that.
Yep, the date. Yep.
Yeah, right here. So.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Does everybody have access to this document? Give you guys some time to review it over the course of the next month.
Yeah, I have it as a agenda item for the members meeting. So we will talk about it at least in front of the membership. And then I did talk with Mike and Michael about, we'll send something out when nomination period is open, finalize this document, just give everybody a heads up that that this will be on the ballot. And this is just kind of a snippet of what we are proposing. So, because obviously this approval will have to be approved by the membership and not the board. So. Okay, not seeing any comment. I guess we'll move on to the next one. So Earth Science Colloquium, we all agreed last month to contribute prize money and judges. We were going to have a little powwow after this meeting, kind of go over the scoring criteria. I just wanted to give everybody a quick update that I did email back the chair that's in charge of planning the colloquium to let us know, to let them know that we're coming. And we're providing that our board approved the prize money last month. So yeah, I know I'm excited to judge. So I think it should be a good time. So I don't know if anyone else has any comment on that. Just kind of wanted to briefly mention that ongoing business. So.
As far as the notes are concerned, or the meeting minutes, do I need to put down anything specific to that? I think I had it pretty much the same as last time you guys were talking about it, right? With the judges, you three being judges.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not approving anything, but yeah, maybe just put in the minutes that I just gave an update that I confirmed with the planning chair for that event that we were coming and that they'll be sending us a kind of a schedule, but it's most of the event that goes on is Thursday afternoon, so
Nice. It's only fun.
yeah. Okay, so here's a draft agenda. What we want, kind of what we have talked about and contributed to what we want to talk about at our members meeting on Tuesday, April 5th. Yeah, April 5th. Yeah. So Michael, I guess I have a question for you. So you're still not planning on coming, right?
To the conference?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you had.
Yeah, I won't be able to come.
Okay, we're gonna have it in a ballroom anyway. We're not gonna do it out in the atrium, so I think the AV will work out better in the ballroom. So we can certainly set up our Zoom information and do the best to capture comments. Yeah, I mean we can certainly talk about this later too. I just don't know how well you're going to hear the audience. That's the only thing.
Well, can you just repeat everything for me? I'm just kidding.
That's a great idea, Michael.
I think anything that pertains to you, maybe I'll rehash what.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll just have you answer all the questions. How's that sound?
Yeah, there you go. I like that idea.
Sounds great.
Okay. Is anyone else not planning on attending? I think pretty much the rest of us are going to be there for this Tuesday event. This Tuesday event in particular. This one's gonna. I think it's at 2. No, it's 3 to 4:30.
And I can volunteer to take notes.
Perfect. Yeah.
This is Megan. I promise.
Yeah, because I don't know if we can rely upon the recording on this one. So
yeah, I think it would be nice to have a backup just in case.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks, Megan.
Might get chaotic.
Yeah, that way Aaron can actually focus on content too. So
thanks, Megan.
So this will kind of be our board meeting in a sense, but it'll kind of be a non-traditional one. But I say from the start, I allocated 20 minutes. I think that should be fine. Each of us can kind of say a little something about our position, our role, background, if you want, something about ourselves, kind of the gist of what you want to relay to the conference attendees. I don't think we'll have everybody there, but I would expect probably a third of our total attendings will be there. I'm hoping people are going to want to try to roll into town, Tuesday afternoon, especially for the event. So and I think that was kind of the purpose. We were going to try this, putting it on Tuesday and see what kind of perception, what kind of crowd we can get. So, but yeah, the only other thing, and Nate, you actually kind of prompt me when you were editing the budget. I think we probably should at least look at an initial budget. I guess. What does everyone else think? I mean, we technically wouldn't need to have a budget ready until June to approve, but April, if we want to do 2 iterations of it, or we could just do 1 iteration in May. It's up to you guys.
I think it'd be good to have something that way our members can take a look and see what we have right now and kind of the anticipated costs, and just in general, just provide an overview for folks. I think it's a good idea to have something for them.
I do think it's a good idea. I wonder, because much of our budget going forward will depend on the success of the conference and the revenue we generate. What do you think as like kind of we could share last year's budget? Say, hey, this is how we do it. This is what we approved last year, pending the final analysis of the conference. We will go through this process this year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? In the sense,
Yeah.
like, to take away the emphasis of the actual numbers, but more of the concept, like this is what we do.
Yeah, kind of break it out to show what the actual budget, or show what we budgeted for, and then what we actually spent on stuff, and kind of break it out that way. Maybe, I don't know.
Was last year's budget a little skewed because of the whole virtual conference?
Well, and also I think the budget year was kind of messed up too, because I think we just recently switched. I think Nate, you're the first one to actually maintain a fiscal year budget, right? Because I think Jeremy, before you, he kind of had to do a year and a half budget. So I mean, I don't know how much value, sharing kind of a year and a half's worth of budget will do. But we can at least show what we approved last June, which would be 1 year. We just wouldn't actually be able to put like actual dollar figures in there until obviously when we get closer to June.
Yeah, I don't think that's important. I mean, we can just give them an idea. Yeah.
You could go back 2 years and show what it was up to the year that we didn't get to have the conference, and then having the virtual one, because there was expenses, and then because that's what you're going to base your next one on, is kind of those historical numbers.
So I don't know, Nate, do you want to maybe take a look and see what a nice clean example would be? And
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Would we want to show like the Excel sheet and how each item is broken out, or do we want to kind of clean it up where it is a little bit more presentable?
I think we probably are going to have to clean it up. Maybe just give highlights of kind of an overall within each category. Yeah, that spreadsheet's massive. I mean, it's good for us when we're reviewing it because we can go line by line, but in terms of presenting it to an audience, it's kind of useless.
Right.
Because you got to zoom in so far to see it, really. Yeah, we could. I mean, we'd have to go back a couple years. I mean, and maybe we can even just use. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe you and I, Nate, you and I can talk about it, see what it looks. I mean, we can at least show like, here, this, a few years ago, before COVID got started, this is kind of, this is budget numbers versus actual numbers. And then we can fast forward to what we're proposing for this year.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a spreadsheet. I mean, you just look at a couple spreadsheets, just pull a couple numbers, put it in a Word document or something.
That's what I was thinking, because like I think knowing everyone's attention span, is basic and simple as we can present it. I think will be the takeaway. So if that's just like budget, headings, then basically like here's our gross income, here's our our net income, all that, our expenditures, obviously.
Yeah. It'd be interesting too, if we could illustrate either the good or the bad impact of COVID.
Well, the bad being inflexibility with hotels. I can tell you tell you that right now.
Put some of that GIS skill together and to work there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm certainly hoping we don't have these issues in Bozeman. I really don't. Okay. Does anyone else have anything else? Kind of have some lengthy discussion. We'll see how far we can get down on here, but I think we can probably should be able to get through most of it in an hour and a half. I did put that communications specialist in there, kind of proposing it. I don't think the membership has heard much about it, unless they've been reading our minutes or watching our videos. So I think that'll be a good time to flesh that out and see if what the membership has to say on it. And then I think I did put in here, yeah, the membership levels too. I think we may have an opportunity to look at that over the summer. But to be honest, I don't think they really make any sense, particularly since you're not really saving any money by doing certain associate levels. I mean, Mike can speak to his office. I mean, it makes no sense to bundle them because, like, what are you at there, Mike? You're at like 6, right? And I think that next threshold is like 6 to 10, which you need to be at the 10 to fulfill that commitment. So
we only got 4. So
4. Okay.
Yeah, we just do the individual ones. That's it.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything on this or anything that I didn't put on here that we should?
Thanks for creating this, Jeff. I'm assuming this is just on our Google Drive. We can update maybe or make suggestions, any additions and stuff as we get closer.
Yeah, I can send you a link, but it's just right off the agenda. I put a link right here on Going Business.
Yep, perfect.
Yep. Okay, so moving right along. All right, so we probably should decide our location for our June meeting. I had reached out to Mike Powell, and I think we're both in agreement to potentially have it out there. Does anyone else have any comments about maybe having our quarterly meeting in Billings? Mike's been doing some work looking at hotels, particularly the Northern, because I don't know if any of us has really have seen the Northern. I know Michael Kruger had when he was planning his conference, or that mini conference back in like, what was it, like 2016, 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2016.
Yeah, and I mean, if we could have our board meeting at the Northern, so maybe talk with them, Mike, and say, hopefully they can comp us, maybe a boardroom if we, order catering from them. Maybe that'll be a good trade-off, for our lunch.
Okay.
Does anyone have any objections to having it out in Billings? Because we can kind of wrap two things, kill two birds with one stone, looking at a facility for the 2024 conference, and obviously do some business there too.
That's the first board meeting for the new board members too, right?
Yes. Which we won't make it a requirement to attend in person, but obviously we like to see everyone there, and so we'll make sure to set the room up as if, kind of like in Helena where we didn't have full attendance.
So we're looking like, what, 10 people? I mean, just on max.
Yeah, probably around 10 or so.
I mean, just if they ask me a number or something, I just was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's quite the haul for you, Rob, but
Yeah, it's good to get out every now and then.
I guess we say that about Mike every time he has to come west. So
Yeah.
Right.
even though I don't think he seems to mind to travel. So okay. I don't.
It's June 21st, eh?
Yeah, June 21st. Yeah, I don't think we need to motion this. I think we just, if anyone else has any objections, I mean, we can. Yeah, because I was also thinking about Bozeman too, but honestly, it doesn't really make any sense to meet in Bozeman. So, I think especially if we can look at a facility, kind of wrap that in, and I think it's been a while since a lot of us have been out to Billings, particularly, especially for on board business. So. Okay.
So Jeff, sorry, this is Michelle.
Go
Will
ahead.
you have any other in-person meetings before the 2023 conference? So like would you have your fall board meeting then in Bozeman at the Grand Tree?
Do we have a commitment with them to do a board meeting there?
No, but that's where the conference is going to be, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
I
just
was under the impression the June meeting was going to be in Bozeman initially because of the conference. But then we started talking about looking ahead even beyond that.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think so Michelle, you're probably you're probably interested in seeing that hotel, right?
Well, yeah, and I have seen it. I've actually done conferences there before. It's been a few years, but I just feel like historically you all have tried to do at least one in-person meeting at the hotel where the conference is going to be the next year. So, but you have another in-person conference in the fall, right?
Isn't that our
retreat?
Our retreat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could maybe structure the retreat there.
Yeah,
I had another idea for that too, but I was
just something to think about.
Yeah.
And Mike, I sent you a chat too, and I'm happy to help you with any, as part of our support to you, I'm happy to help you with contract negotiations and reaching out for booking for the next year too in Billings.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, because I'm just kind of winging it with this person, but she was very accommodating, very nice for the DoubleTree anyway. So I haven't heard anything from Northern after talking to them. They were supposed to get back to me today, but I didn't hear anything. So
yeah, I'm happy to help you with that. We work with all the venues around the state. Just, we have relationships with all of them. So I'm happy to help you with that.
Great, appreciate it.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, now that you brought it up, Michelle, I mean, does everyone see value of meeting Billings, or do you think we should shoot for Bozeman and kind of take that opportunity to look just 1 year ahead at that? I mean, I was personally thinking like maybe the conference planning team would be associated with that, and then maybe obviously if conference liaison position, if Phoebe wants to rerun again, or the new person would be involved in that. And I mean, I know because I mean the board's more involved in like future decisions, and then kind of and I know I've said this before, especially at a retreat, but kind of taking more of an approach of focusing on other things during like the conference planning cycle. So I mean, I'll leave it up to you guys. If you guys see the value of meeting in Bozeman, we can meet there instead, but otherwise look more in the future.
I'm a terrible planner, and I can't even tell you what's for dinner tonight. But if we've learned anything in the last couple of years, we see that things can change very quickly. And looking 2 years in advance is certainly very proactive and good for us in some sense, but maybe focusing on the here and now and going with Bozeman first there might be some merit to that.
Rob, you almost have to do that to at least reserve the motel, because we're so limited on number of the places that can actually host us and have enough space and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and we've got Bozeman wrapped up, right? We don't have to worry about Bozeman. That's in the bag.
That was my thinking, because Michelle has mentioned to us several times that kind of in the short term we're going to have to deal with these hotels, kind of post COVID of of conferences that previously existed around COVID are being rebooked. So scheduling conflicts is a much big of a deal, particularly even this far out. So
yeah. So maybe we just, since there is no since the options are limited, maybe we just book it.
Well, that's why I'm asking around right now for the, in Billings, just to get a couple ideas of where we're at and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling we're probably just going to go back to the DoubleTree, but it's at least nice to take a look at, the northern. I think only one or two of us have had experience with them, and I think Kruger had said something in our meeting this morning that I think there was there's several reasons why we didn't go with the northern, but I think one of them was a price point. They were significantly more higher priced than the DoubleTree, but that could have changed. That was 6-7 years ago.
And maybe at the conference next month, you guys can key in on all the Bozeman people there and see if you can rope somebody into chairing the Bozeman conference.
Curtis is gonna be there, and I'm sure Jenny will be there. So we got two prospects, one on the call.
You notice I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Jenny, I mean, I wouldn't fault you if you didn't want to share it, because I know how heavily involved you've been in Magip. So I mean, personally, I'd never want to default to somebody just because I think that's kind of being disrespectful to somebody. But I mean, you and Alan did a great job with 2010. I don't know how many of you remember that, but that is still our most highly attended conference, and I think we had over 300. So that's some pretty high standards that Bozeman set.
I won't say that I'm not going to be heavily involved. I just don't know if I want to chair.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone else have any comments? I mean, Billings or Bozeman? I think we should just set it Bozeman, move forward. So.
Oh, now you're changing it to Bozeman?
Or no, but not Bozeman, Billings. Sorry. I was thinking Billings, but I said Bozeman. Sorry about that, Mike. Yeah. Billings it is. Move forward.
I'm good with that. I mean, I've been to the Grand Tree several times, and actually last year I took a class there. I mean, it's certainly a decent place to be for a conference. So
yeah. My main issue is there going to be enough space? And I think that's Jenny's issue as well, because I don't know how many of you remember back to 2010. There was an entire track that had to I think it was over was it over the Holiday Inn there, Jenny, or was it the Days Inn? I think it was the Holiday Inn.
I think the tribal track went over to the Days Inn.
Okay, yeah, there was an entire track.
There was an entire track, at least a full day.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, because they have kind of some issues with their ballroom, and maybe this is kind of something that that we'll see in at the Holiday Inn in Missoula too. Is you kind of run out of time to completely flip over your ballroom and get ready for presentations. It's just not possible in a short amount of time. So I know at the Marls
Had
conference,
overflow into the Holiday Inn in the past as well.
yeah, I know at the Marls conference, they just left their ballroom set, which is not really conducive to watching presentations, because essentially, you know, those round tables, no one would sit on the front part of them because you can't see unless you're completely turned around. So a lot of wasted space for sure. Okay. Just kind of a quick reminder here that we have elections coming up. So this upcoming conference, we'll probably be out trying to recruit, obviously. We haven't done that in a few years because we haven't met in person. So it'd be good to kind of get back to our routine of kind of recruiting folks at the conference. And then obviously when we get back, April 11th is when nominations are open, and then we'll also send along with that nomination call kind of a link for folks to review the proposed bylaw changes too. So I mentioned that earlier. And then we're going to experiment this year with using the wild apricot. Northwest GIS uses that for their balloting, and it seems to work pretty good. I've talked to a couple of them on the board there. Then you can run it strictly through the database, and just send it, instead of having to like import your contacts into SurveyMonkey and send it out. It kind of gives you a lot more control of who you send it to, your active members that are fully paid up. So. Does anyone else have any questions on that? So yeah, obviously the new members would take office May 30th with their first meeting in June, and probably between then we'll set up an orientation like we did last year with you folks, with you new folks that were on this year. So. And then we have 3 new positions. So the conference position is up, vice president, and then member development. So those are the 3 that we'll be looking for.
So we're not looking for that communication one yet, because we don't have that established yet. Is that
No,
right?
yeah, we're not even sure if that's even going to be a board position. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go into reports. We got about 20 minutes left. So Nate, treasurer's report.
Yeah. I've been busy categorizing Affinity Pay transactions, putting them into whether they're membership, registration for the conference, or workshops. And I've gotten up until the end of February on that. And then Michelle's going to help me with March. So, and then taxes, I need to get in touch with Mary to see what information she needs from us and send that on to her so she can get them submitted. The Secretary of State annual report is due April 20th, and that's on my list of things to do this month as well.
Nate, do you know what that entails? Is that just sending like financial reports and kind of the gist of?
Yeah, I think it's just basically, I think all of our information is in there, so they just need our physical address, mailing address, and then a list of current board members.
Oh, okay, that's simple.
Yeah,
yeah, because I saw that email come through, and Jerry, I think, forwarded to us or whatever. I thought it was much bigger deal. I mean, it kind of made it out like it was much bigger deal than that. So that's good.
And then, yeah, I'm starting to form a draft 2023 budget. And so I guess when would I need to present that to the board, or?
Well, I mean, we're gonna do parts of it at our meeting next month.
Okay.
at the members meeting. But yeah, I think you and I will probably just talk offline. I think we'll just take some, snippets of, what we're, kind of initially what we're proposing. It's obviously going to change within a couple months. And then I think May 17th, it would be our phone in. So that would be kind of our second look at the budget. And then, historically we've approved it, or I guess last year was the first time we approved it in June. But so June, if we're ready to vote on it, we can approve it in June. So, but I think we do have flexibility. We could push it to July, but I think we would want to approve it in June because it's kind of because is it June or it's July forward? Yeah. So that's why it's kind of nice to approve it in June, because you're looking at it and, forward. So.
Perfect.
Need to make sure that we get that to the new members so that they can review it.
Yeah, that's probably just one of the things we'll have to do, onboarding, is, talk about the budget, obviously, at that orientation. And then there will be between, the 30th, May 30th, when they come on, to June 21st, that they can take a look at it. So, or all of us can take a look at it, clear,
Right.
Okay. Do you have anything else there, Nate?
No, that is it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Nate. All right, conference update. We'll start with Phoebe.
Hey everybody. So some updates. We have 123 people registered for the conference, 7 poster submissions, 1 web map application, with that deadline being today. Pending extension, I'm not sure about that. Extended early bird deadline to March 18th, it looks like. And thanks to Michelle's hard work, she's got the schedule pretty much up to date. It's been sent out to the presenters, see if we need to shift anything around. So that's great. She was also able to get some more rooms at the Comfort Inn because although we were worried about filling the block, we actually had some people worried about not being able to get inside of the block. So that's all positive. I think we have 16 sponsors as well. We kind of decided to shift some things up on Thursday so that we're wrapping up around, is it by like 3 or so on Thursday. The awards committee has made their decisions and we've got the plaque ordered. So that should all be good to go. And Jeff, hear what you say about Leslie. Let me know if you need any help getting a card or anything. I don't know her personally, but I do know pancreatic cancer, and it's not pretty. So, and Michelle or Jason, feel free to add some more thoughts.
Yeah, so Phoebe, to that, I mean, I'll plan on getting the card, and then since we'll all be in Missoula, minus Michael, obviously, we'll have to sign it for him. We can probably just sign one on behalf of the board, and then, like I said at the very top of our meeting, do kind of a bigger one for the membership, and those that want to write a little message for her. So, yeah.
And we are at 143 people registered now, just so you know.
Oh, wow.
Why did it jump so high? Jeez.
Well,
just hoping for 100.
Great.
yeah.
Well, it's crazy. I just checked it last night and it was 118. So
Wow.
Well, we got some more, and then I added in this comp sponsor registration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, if you take that out, I mean, 145. I mean, that's, you take, subtract some of that from that, but I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
One question that I had, Michelle, and I know you and Jason are aware of it, but that experience builder workshop, have you notified those that are currently in it of the the price error on it. I mean, I guess I'm just curious of how well that was received.
Yeah, I did, and I had 2 people cancel.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my coworkers is taking that class, and she's gonna continue to take that class. We're just waiting for the invoice. You said you're gonna send out invoices for the remainder price. At least that was the email I saw. So we're just waiting on that, and then I can get that paid up.
Yes, and they were the response. I mean, I didn't have anybody that was mad or anything. One person's just canceling the entire conference, Jeff. So, and that was part of it.
Okay.
But there was one person that said, I don't want to take it at that cost, so please cancel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And props to Jason for catching that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, that was just, I mean, it's just a huge price difference too. So
yeah, no, I'll just add, I've got to actually give credit to Eric Pempler. He actually emailed and said, hey, just an FYI, it looks like, there's a price difference. And after researching, realized that, the registration pages that were created were based on the information that I provided on the workshop page. So I think for many, probably a couple of weeks, that information was, 80, 160. And I, again, apologize to everyone involved with this because it's caused such a headache. And then Wild Apricot can't figure out how to update on the back end, just that single change. So they're having issues with updating those numbers. So we, Michelle and I were both in there able to, we can technically update those numbers. It just doesn't accept it. It throws an error. Wild Apricot is well aware of it. It's just caused a little bit of a headache for everyone involved. So I, again, apologize to Michelle because it's been just a headache for her to send all those subsequent emails out to folks that have already registered. So I feel really bad about that. But Aaron, it looks like you're attending it. Did you originally, I'm just curious, did you sign up for it based on the original price or was it after the fact?
Yeah, I'm out of the loop. I'm just learning about this now.
Yeah, I think I think a lot of you are. So
okay.
yeah, I did want to bring this up because I wanted you all to to be aware of this, and especially since Eric Pempler is we essentially hired him to put this on, and with having that huge price difference, that's the main kind of the fork in it. And I'm glad.
It looks like so. Yeah, we have eight registered so far.
Good. Okay. But, yeah, I feared that there was only going to be like one or two in there. So that's good. That's good. I just didn't want it to be a complete waste of time, and then we'd have to debate about canceling it. So.
And Aaron, did you not get the email from me?
I am looking for it as we speak.
Okay.
It should be in my Gmail, I thought. Yeah, maybe I'll.
Anyway, sorry, Aaron, if you're unable to attend it post. Yeah, since we realized it. So.
Yeah, it's not on my dime, but it. I don't know. Maybe on maybe the the carryover might be. I don't know. I'll have to find out. Anyway.
And Jason, just so you know, it's not just that workshop in the back end of Wild Apricot. There's something wrong with that whole module. So supposedly their developers are working on it, but I reached out to them like last Wednesday or Thursday, and it's still not fixed.
Yeah.
So,
understood.
Is this the only class that's been altered or fixed or had the issue?
Yeah.
Yep. It's just because it's Eric Pempler's classes that are more just historically more expensive, and I missed it when I added that information online. So yeah. Other than that, I'll just add quick. I do have the workshop roster for Monday. It looks like across the board, about 8 or 9 folks in each class. I don't have any information on Tuesday at all yet, but looks like there's we've got a good group of folks attending workshops Monday and Tuesday. So
that's great.
Yeah, Jason, there's about 55 on Tuesday, 70 on Monday and 55 on Tuesday so far.
That's great. And considering, again, as a reminder, that's just the morning. So Tuesday morning, we have workshops throughout the morning. So that's a good number.
Yeah, especially 70 on Monday. That's sometimes it can be a ghost town on Monday.
Definitely pleased about that. And the other thing that the workshop committee is going to be working on, I'm just going to throw together kind of an intro or welcome, formulate an email to folks, attendees, just kind of welcoming them to the conference. It's the initial introduction, including a couple reminders. One of the big things that we'll remind folks is just to ensure that any downloads and stuff are taken care of offsite. We'll be using wireless and stuff, so we're just going to encourage folks and remind folks to make sure that any respective downloads that are necessary, that they try to do it offsite, whether it's a USB drive or just download whatever software they need. As well as we'll remind folks of the meetup. I think Jeff, we had talked about potentially creating some sort of a meetup website or is it meetup?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just to get an idea of folks, because I don't think as a part of the registration we had that in there as far as if folks are planning to attend the Monday night meetup, but
yeah, I'll put that together. I think I forgot about that, so maybe I'll ask for some help on that from you, and we'll get it out to the meetup site. And I think we probably should do a social media thing too.
Absolutely. Yep. As we get closer, so that there are a few things on my to-do list for sure, but just encourage folks to head over there, and again, they're planning to provide a 10-15 minute intro to their community efforts and stuff that goes well with our theme. So they're excited about it. I actually saw them on Sunday afternoon and stuff. So this should be a fun night. But yeah, that's about it for the workshops. It's looking good though.
Okay. All right, let's move. Yeah, thanks, Jason, Phoebe, and Michelle. Rob, scholarship and grants.
Those workshops look really good. Scholarships and grants, the call is out for submissions. I just checked. We have not had any submissions yet, but they usually just come in right at the end. I am pleased to say that both of last year's scholarship winners are presenting at the conference this year.
Nice.
So that's good. We haven't had that in a while.
When's the deadline again there, Rob?
The 25th.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. 25th. So not this Friday, but the Friday after. That's it.
Do you think it would be good to send out another reminder of that? I don't know if you have like a contact list, because I know it probably goes beyond the listserv or not.
Yeah, I do. I was just looking at that today, and I thought,
yeah. Hopefully, people are working on their applications. I would hate to see that grant. We run into the same thing here at the state too. You just kind of hope and pray that through our grant program too. I mean, we have some nice applicants this year, to fulfill pretty much the entire amount. But yeah, it's always a wonder if you're going to get the applications or not.
I know. They do tend to come in at the last minute, and I still have to build my presentation for the conference too. So
I do too. So
I see where that's coming from. Hey, just out of curiosity, what's the latest somebody can sign up for a workshop?
I think they could probably sign up for on Sunday and be fine, I think. What do you think, Jason? I mean, I think that weekend, I think, as long as it's before Monday.
I would assume so, yeah. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Because everyone has access, as long as they log into their account, they can go back and add whatever, workshops that they need.
Okay.
We're not, yeah.
And
I
can the
remember
workshops-
Oh, sorry, Rob. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say Michelle signed me up one time the day of. If there's room, I don't know if that's
Right.
possible still.
Yeah.
You remember that, Michelle? Like I just.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I think as far as conference registration, I'll probably on the Friday before just shut the online registration off, and if anybody wants to sign up after that, they can do it on site, because I'll have pre-printed all the name badges and everything. So then it's kind of hard to keep track of if people register after that. But for workshops, it's fine.
Okay.
Because we don't order a ton of food, we just have coffee and stuff. So as far as numbers go, we're usually okay there. So yeah, that's fine, as long as there's room, which right now it seems like we have plenty of room.
And are any of them available to be attended remotely?
Not at this point, no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good reminder, I guess, to Rob, that, I mean, leading up to the conference, we can always promote those workshops as well and just say, registration's closed. If you're interested in workshops, still open. A lot of people might assume that once registration's closed, so are the opportunities for registering for workshops. So we could, push out social media as we get closer as well.
I don't know if we actually ever really close registration though, Jason.
Right. I just mean, I think
like
a lot
the early bird.
I think a lot of people assume, though, that once registration's closed, that they can't sign up for a workshop.
Right.
So I'll make note of that, and then try to we'll coordinate with Megan and Michelle and Phoebe, I guess, as we get closer.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Rob. Steve with member development.
Yeah, I'll try and be real quick with this since we're running over time. We did have a local government working group meeting last month. Pretty good turnout. Went real well. Tommy was able to show up and kind of take the reins from me since I was a little prepared. But good turnout, good feedback there. So that seems to be doing well. Jeff and I and Aaron and company, we've been working on the salary survey. I don't think we're going to have time necessarily unless people want to stick around to go through it real thoroughly. But definitely go on the Google Drive there and take a look. It definitely, if anyone's a English major or wordsmith or whatever, it's really kind of where it's at, is just some edits and grammar and making it make a little more sense. But most of the figures, I need to put one more map. I need to put a map of where people responded from in there. But otherwise, all the figures and graphics are all done. So yeah, just for the sake of time, take a look. And if anyone wants to volunteer to help edit it, reach out to me or Jeff, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it's such a monster document. So I appreciate everyone's help on this. It's definitely been a group effort to get it all done. We kind of divvied out all the sections to the four of us. Yeah, the four of us. And so, yeah, I think we're hoping to publish it in April, if not sometime after the conference. But yeah, it should be a pretty good document that people can refer to, and we can do this every 3 years, I guess. So definitely not going to do this every year. So
yeah, we're hoping to have it published for the conference there, and maybe even in the kickoff meeting, go over it a little bit with some of the highlights. So that's the plan. We'll hopefully stick with it here.
Yeah, I think at the very least, if we're not ready to publish it, we could just do a little sneak peek of it. I think that's definitely in the cards.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Sir Steve. Megan, web sub.
I'll also keep mine brief since we're running out of time. But mainly conference updates. If you see anything that needs to be changed, let me know. I saw you had the sched up in the detailed scheduled page there. It should be working where if you're logged in, it keeps you logged in when you go to the website. Hopefully it doesn't say it's Michelle or myself. So if you see something funky, let me know. I just got that up there. And yeah, with the salary survey, or if we need any different updates with anything else, just let me know. It's always good to get it up there first so that you can link it for your social media part. And then as for the social media and communication part, if that needs to be something that's tied in with the web administrator, that could be something going forward. Not necessarily me, but a new person. I'm not a social media person. But I could see that all working together nicely at some point if we wanted to go that route.
Okay.
Same thing with the job board. I haven't been part of that discussion, but I could see if it is something where you log in, we could even use the current discussion forum where job seekers and job finders can submit resumes or their job openings right in there if we want to use the current platform. But I'm happy to help out with that part of it. As for using something else, I haven't, done any research or know anything about that.
Okay. Yeah, I think we were going to talk more about it probably in the subsequent months. But yeah, I think what we kind of talked about in January, we were hoping to, use Wild Apricot, and, if it's possible, especially if their Magip members logged in, they can do the postings to the job boards. And if we need, I'm hoping Wild Apricot is able to do something like that. But if not, I think we're gonna have to come up with a plan B. So yeah, I think some research probably is in the cards for us. And
sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I'm sorry I missed the beginning of the meeting with the news on Leslie. I'm not gonna get emotional, but she's being so ArcGIS Online savvy and focused too, and I'm wondering if like a crowdsourced
Love that.
well wishes where people could just submit it from anywhere might be something fun for her too.
Yeah. Well, she did all that humanitarian GIS and all like Africa and places like that. So that'd be fun.
Yeah. So
is it? Yeah. I guess is it possible? Like I don't know. I guess I'm old school with this sort of stuff with having like a well card to send. But I mean we can talk about this more later. But I mean, do you think a crowdsourcing one would be should we do both, or like if we were to have like a QR code that people can scan, they can go on their way? Or I mean, I just think that it'd be nice to do like some sort of personal touch sort of thing too, where people are writing.
I agree. Yeah, it's nice to see people's handwriting and things like that. But when you're there, it's kind of hard to like have a nice message and have that time to put that on there. But I think having something hard copy is a good idea too.
Okay.
I think it'd just be fun to see something on a map for her where she could click on it and say,
okay,
and see like different people are chiming in and thinking about her.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Megan, for that. Eric, are you still on? Yeah, I think you're still on.
I'm still here.
Okay. Sorry, we've went over. This is kind of a packed agenda for our monthly meeting.
That's okay. I was late. I've been eating lunch. Discovered all sorts of fun things online.
Do you have any updates for us?
Just real quick before I have, regarding Megan's things, she kind of reminds me of this auto app that was when we downloaded the vaccine information thing that we used for our county vaccination. That came pre-packaged with a survey 123 and a web map that allowed you to see the results. A person could submit a photo and they can, geolocate themselves and all that kind of fun stuff. And so to echo what Megan was saying, so I mean, it was something that could be done. But I also agree with you, Jeff. I personally, when my father passed away, I think the personal cards that I got seemed to mean the most when I was thinking about that. So,
yeah.
So, although reading the commentary online was always nice, the personal cards were always nice too. Nice. Regarding MLAC, we're set to meet Tuesday afternoon, 1 to 3. Right now, looks like the only thing on their agenda is fiscal year 2023 MLIA grant applications to be considered for funding. Looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them.
8, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it actually it went over the amount too, which I was surprised.
Oh, did it? I haven't looked at. I should have seen if there. I don't see a spreadsheet there with all of them in it. But maybe I'm missing that. But yeah, it'd be nice to have something where there could see all the budgets, because going through those budgets in that big clunky PDFs that they export out is not the easiest. So, but it is what it is. 4 of them are supporting Next Gen 911. We've got 2 PLSS improvements, GIS, a continuation on Missoula County's building GIS capacity, and Teton County's geo-enabled elections. So we'll wait and see what the recommendations are from Aaron and folks on where all those get funded. So,
do you know if they're doing a Magip update during that meeting too? I would imagine so.
I don't know.
Okay.
The agenda is not posted as part of the meeting materials, unfortunately.
Okay.
There's an online meeting URL. Well, let me see if that has anything. No, that just opens up Zoom.
Okay. I think they're having another meeting in May as well. So not that big of a deal.
Yeah, May 12th is the next meeting. So April, May, yeah. And so that one's probably going to be a little bit more detailed. We'll see if that one doesn't have an agenda yet either. So.
Okay. All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
All right.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for the suggestion, Eric, and Jason for the notes. That's a great idea to use the survey 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And then there was a guy at the farmers market last summer that's here in Helena that just makes these beautiful watercolored greeting cards. And I could reach out to him and just get a bunch of those, and people then could fill out their own greeting card instead of like one big one. But just a thought.
Okay.
Something to think about. There are a lot of Montana scenes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Leslie would like that.
Yeah, I think those would be cool. And, maybe we could have a big map or something like that people
That'd
could
be
sign.
awesome.
Or a big white sheet of paper, and we'll call it Montana in winter.
I think I've seen that map.
Been used.
All right. All right. Well, I think we'll probably end it right here. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right. Second.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor? All right. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
You need us to stay on for a few minutes, right?
Yes. Yeah. If Mike
Okay.
and Jenny and Steve could stay on. The rest of you can go if you're not interested in the colloquium. So.
Right.
Sorry about the long meeting, everyone.
And sometimes it happens.
Okay, this is what you sent me, right, Jenny? Looks like you sent me a couple things. Oh, so this is the scorers. Okay.
That was last year's.
Okay.
I think, is that what Steven sent you? I think I sent one that wasn't filled in.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So you sent a blank one, and then yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a blank one handy, so I just.
So these are the categories then, right? Is that kind of what they're being judged off? Okay.
Yep, out of 5.
So this is going to be the same as this year, then? They're not changing anything?
this
So
is the-
also
at
I
least-
said I forwarded something that we used from Brian Anderson that they used in the past.
Oh, the criteria?
Yeah.
Let me just bring this email over then. Oh, this right here. Readability, complexity.
Oh, Jenny, you're sending that to Mike Krieger, not me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought he said he would stand in. I'm sorry, in case one of us couldn't.
Oh, yeah, he did. I think he did. Or no, I thought that was Steve that said that.
Yeah, I'm planning on being
Okay,
the fill-in.
I'm all kinds of confused.
So this is the form that you all have been using for the past few years. I think we
Couple
probably should
years.
just go. Okay, so we
Yeah.
probably should just go with this just to make it less confusing. And I think this pretty much touches on most everything that you would.
Unless we want to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah,
Again.
I don't think we should this year. So yeah, it looks pretty good to me. So obviously is it all the posters, or is it just the ones in the GIS and planning?
Some of them have
program?
no GIS component to them.
So then you just wouldn't judge that?
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, because I think I saw the list of their presenters or their posters last year, and there was like 40 or 50 or something.
Yeah, some of them have no GIS component, so you don't.
Okay.
You just kind of skip over them.
Okay.
Are we gonna know that ahead of time, or are we just gonna have to walk and say, oh, no, not this
You just
one?
kind of walk and you can tell.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this a full day? I mean, I'm assuming this is a full day thing, right?
I think it's just in the afternoon, from what I have gathered.
Yeah, it's in the past in person. It's just been, I think you show up around 3 or so, and then they do dinner and awards around 6.
I think it's
I don't think you
around
have to be
maybe
there right
1
at
or
the start.
1:30.
Yeah. And I don't think you need to be there right at the beginning, just enough time to be able to check out all the posters and
But
judge them.
it's the sub room, and it'll be pretty full. If it is like it was in the past. And last year it was online, which was kind of cool, because then we had a couple days you could sit kind of and watch all the videos and stuff, and the kids presentations about them. But
yeah, so I mean, it looks like everything's kind of wrapping up,
starts at 1.
Yeah, but so obviously we would need to have everything in by 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, they have stuff going on all day, but we wouldn't necessarily need to be there at 9 a.m. I think if we're there from.
Well, what about the 11 o'clock one? That's poster session 1.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong there, Jenny. They just have them all up at one, the entire time, right? They're not taking them up.
Yeah,
I believe so, but I don't know what the different sessions are.
Yeah, so Mike, that may, and I'll get more details from Chris. This is good that we've met. I can ask him about that and what the poster sessions mean, but that might just be, they're just highlighting those.
It might be when they're presenting on their specific poster.
Yeah, and so they might have people
which maybe we would want to be there for that.
Right.
Not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so are we squared away on this, or if there's anything else?
Just if you hear anything or talk to anybody, let us know, I guess. Last year it was, or 2 years ago, I don't think I heard anything. I think I had to reach back out to them pretty last minute because I hadn't heard anything.
Oh, as far as
you kind of have to stay on top of whoever's in charge.
Okay. Yeah.
If you don't hear anything, I would definitely reach out to them.
Well, I was in contact with him last week, and he was going to email me this week. So maybe I'll respond to him again, because I was just curious, because they were kind of finalizing some things. But looking off their website, it looks like they've kind of have finalized some things. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm more curious of when he wants us there, which I would say I'm sure he's going to say by the afternoon. Or at the
That's what it's been in the past, but I don't know about the sessions thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I did have a question on the communication. Is that just like how well the poster communicates its,
message?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you really got to find and, really look for what's the purpose of this?
Yeah,
Okay. Use of GIS, overall impression. Okay.
it's pretty fun. They have some cool stuff. Some of the projects that students have worked on are pretty awesome.
Is this something I need to print out then and bring with me, or is that something that's gonna be there?
This is our form that we've come up with. It's not, I would print it out and bring it with you.
Oh, okay. Okay, sounds good.
And I don't know if we'd have like the presenter's name or if we'll have to write them in.
Yeah, so
And actually, if we want to, trying to think how it would be easy, how it would make it easy to add them all up. Between the three of us at the end. You know, for a total, to come up with a total. If we want to put it into a spreadsheet or something like that.
yeah, I think a spreadsheet and on someone's phone or computer can probably be done pretty easily.
When I did it with Frank, we just sat down at a table and just added them up.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Depends on how many you have.
Yeah, it took us a little bit of time, but
No, somebody send me that form, that'd be great.
I will do that. Sorry.
Appreciate it.
I'll do that right now.
So Steven, you must have been doing it off your tablet or something, huh?
what's that?
Were you doing this
Oh
off
yeah,
your...
that was from last year where it was
Oh, digital.
video
Yeah,
session. So
yeah,
I just did it
gotcha.
on my computer. So
Okay.
no, you wouldn't want to see the one that I did.
I
and scratch.
I think I did
Hard
one
to
with
read.
pencil as well.
Yeah.
Because when you come out and you have a tie, you go back and you think, okay, and you reevaluate a little bit, and yeah.
You got all the math going
Yeah.
up and down the margins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Frank and I had a tie, and it's up to you guys if you want to do it. And I think what we did for a tiebreaker was who had the higher overall impression. And I think we tried to do that last year, Jenny, and they were the same, and so we gave them a complete tie. But that'd be kind of up to you guys if you want to figure out a way to do a tiebreaker or not.
Well, there's three of us, so there shouldn't be a tie.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, that's true. Hopefully.
Still could be though.
That could
Yeah,
be.
you never know.
Cool. Yeah, so you went whole numbers. I like that. Could do decimals, but 0.5.
Yeah, you're kind of splitting hairs, and to me, they kind of start all looking the same after about 5.
Well, they do, and there's those ones that just really stand out in my experience. That I mean, there are the ones that rise to the top.
Yeah, there's usually a pretty clear top 2, if not 3.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
Do you have anything else there, Mike? I think we can probably cover this pretty good. So.
No, I think so.
Okay. Sounds good.
I may not be able to stay for the banquet itself unless we really need to be there for that.
I think that was only if you wanted to get fed.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, I think to get fed and then present the awards. Yeah, so I think one person's got to be there to.
Probably should get the checks from Nate.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to him at the conference, and I already gave him a heads up about this too. I'll probably just have him, sign 3 checks, and I can fill in the rest. Because we might as well just give them out right there.
Yep. We had to mail them out last year, but that was because we didn't meet and didn't see them in person. But yeah, we've handed them checks in the past.
So Mike, they are doing the awards from 4 to 5. I would imagine.
Yeah, it's just that I got my family coming in from Wisconsin that day. They're coming in that afternoon. So, but I mean, I can stay till 7. It's not going to kill me. But.
I don't think you'll need to stay that late, Mike. I don't think I've ever stayed that late. I think usually I've always stuck around for the awards ceremony to give out the checks and then eat some food and head out.
I stayed for the banquet.
Hey, I got to
the
step
last
out,
time
you
I
guys,
did
real
it because
quick.
I almost forgot to do the checks and those awards. And I was like back in the back raising my hand, like, remember, we have money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can let you go there, Steve. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I gotta get going. Let me know if you guys have any other questions or anything.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve.
Yep.
Jenny, do you know if they presented the awards or would they be expecting me to present the award or the 3 awards?
You can ask your contact for sure, but I did it before.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, somehow they want you to do that.
You didn't sound too, you didn't look too happy about that.
I'm going to get roped into a lot of stuff at the conference too. So I just, I'm going to have to just, no, I'd be happy to present them. So yeah, I'm getting excited for this. I was actually one of the recipients when I was in college there. So I think they only did 1 award then. So, and there was probably only a few, I think I mentioned this a couple meetings ago. We just did it in a small room in like Trapphagen, and it's probably 4 times the size it was then. So it's
I'll
good to
bet
see.
there was 40 or 50 easy the last time I did it. I mean, it took
nuts.
the full time
That's
to get
nuts.
through them all.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So, and if they've expanded it before lunch too, that there may be a lot.
Well, I better hurry back from Livingston then.
So you'll have a better idea once you talk to somebody.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I was gonna go see Steve, so I better hurry back then.
I'm getting a call, so I'm gonna have to run, guys.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Later.
I appreciate it, Mike.
Yep, thanks a lot.
Yep. Take care.
Yep. Mouse.